Hi, welcome to Respectfully Objectively. We talk about everything in hip hop and try to be as respectful as possible. The subject for today is Jim Jones' interview on The Breakfast Club. This was another classic Jim Jones interview. I'm not gonna lie. Jim Jones be having some of the best interviews, bro. Almost all of his interviews you could go viral from, or you could take nice pieces from and elevate to your real life. One of the best things Jim Jones ever said was, if you can't stay motivated, stay consistent. That was a really fire quote that came from Jim Jones. You feel me? In this interview at the Breakfast Club, he was promoting his new album with Hitmaker called Back in My Prime. I didn't check it out yet. I might do a review on the channel. Let me know if I should do it or not. But this interview was classic. This interview was classic. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people think Breakfast Club is falling off. Breakfast Club is never gonna fall off. Just by the significance. Just by the significance they hold in hip hop culture. Everybody goes up to Breakfast Club to do interviews. Whether it's actors, actresses, singers, whoever, politicians, everybody goes up to the Breakfast Club, bro. So I feel like they're never gonna lose their juice, even though they just lost Angela Yee. They're never gonna lose their juice. They're always gonna remain a staple in hip hop. Now, my takeaways from this Jim Jones interview is him and Dipset is not cool. I ain't gonna lie. It seems like Cameron and Jim Jones been beefing for like the last 10 years. I remember, probably 5 years. I remember Jim Jones been on Funk Flex crying, you feel me? Been a big spectacle about that. They had beef then. Then Cameron did his Wild Live. They had beef then. And then I remember them doing the verses. They wasn't mad close when they did the verses against the Locks. You could tell they wasn't close. Jim Jones and Cameron haven't been close for years now. I could just see it from the outside looking in. They haven't been close for years. It just looks like it. Like Cameron and Mace is cool. Jim Jones and Joel Santana's cool. That's the relationship. You feel me? I feel like they're all not a Dipset unit anymore. That's just my opinion. Another thing he was talking about, but even though they're not cool, he still give Cameron his props. Gangsta, he still gave Cameron his props. I like that. Every time Jim Jones does an interview, he talks about Cameron getting signed by Biggie. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Because that does nothing to Jim Jones. He didn't get signed. But every interview he does, he hypes up Cameron and say, yo, bro, my son was nice and bald, and my son was about to get signed by Biggie. And then he passed away. He always said that in all his interviews. I think that's really dope of Jim Jones. You feel me? Not to mention, he got his nice little artists coming out. He got his record label. Got some artists all from Queens, all from the trenches. I like that, bro. Shout out to Jim Jones for that. Everybody's probably going to be talking about him versus Pusha T. Gangsta. He was going in on Pusha T. He called Pusha T a rucker basketball player. He said nobody wanted to be like Pusha T. He said you can't name 5 Pusha T songs that he's not featured in. Pusha T songs that he made. You can't name 5 of them. He was going crazy on Pusha T. That's a beef I would want to see. I would want to see a rap battle between Jim Jones and Pusha T. They both got bars, both got delivery, both got haymakers. I feel like they would do a nice, good diss track back and forth. That would be dope. I ain't gonna lie, that would be really dope. He talked about how Jay-Z and Drake, how Drake is basically LeBron and Jay-Z's Michael Jordan. I understand that. Everybody from New York does not have Jay-Z as the greatest of all time. I feel like just because you don't have Jay-Z as the greatest of all time, that does not negate your New York history, bro. That does not take away your New York card. Like, you don't have to have Hov as the greatest of all time. You don't have to do that, bro. People feel like you obligated to do that. That's not true, bro. You don't have to have Jay-Z as the greatest of all time if you don't feel like that. You feel me? He tried to give us a top 5. He only said Jay-Z, Jadakiss. What was the third one he said? Jay-Z, Jadakiss. Damn, it was somebody else. I think it was Drake, right? I think he said his top 5 is Jay-Z, Drake, Jadakiss, and he couldn't name the other 2. But this is a really good interview. Really good classic Jim Jones interview. Shout out to Capo. Shout out to Charlamagne. Shout out to DJ Envy. This has been Respectfully Objectively. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be back with more.